Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Surviving Mars Strategy and Tactics, Episode 10. So in our last episode, we made ourselves a little bit more money. We got ourselves, well, we are getting ourselves our third dome up and running, nice slowly, and we're also weathering this annoying cold wave. Which is kind of putting a damper on some of our expansion stuff, because I'd like to start expanding out some of this dome's infrastructure, but doing so would cause everything to either hog power or become frozen, and I'd rather just wait for the storm to pass, or the cold wave to pass. And also we are needing more concrete trickling in, which I'm not really comfortable setting up until this cold wave passes and we can start tapping into these two beauties. But what we do have is we have a rocket on Earth, and we also have a lot of money. This is quite a bit of money. This is money we can play around with. Now at this point, there's one more item that is absolutely critical that we need to get, and that is an RC rover, the last of the 3 rovers. Everyone's been yelling at me like, Pinstar, just get RC rovers from the beginning. They're fine, but they're not as good as I like the reliability of the drone hub. But that being said, RC rovers are useful. The other thing we need to get is, and I know we can make our own, but polymers. We are not manufacturing them nearly fast enough, so we need to buy some of them just to sort of feed the need. We'll once we get our workforce in order, that will be a problem that solves itself. The other thing we need is, well, our electronics factory is up and running, but it's not going quite as fast since we're only working one shift for it. I do hope to remedy that by bringing in more engineers in the future, but that being said, we need to get our education. Maybe we don't need to pilot in our future engineers. Maybe we can train them at the university and schools and all that fun stuff. So that being said, we need to get some electronics, just to sort of jumpstart everything. And then last but not least, again, because our workforce situation is not ideal at the moment, our botanists are a little bit behind on food production. So I'm going to be importing a copious amount of food. And hey, we actually managed to fill up the rocket. That way we have a good cushion of food. Right then, I think this is pretty darn good. Well, actually, there we go. We need a couple more polymers. Let's launch. Excellent. And even though we just spent most of our money, there's more where that came from. Now, as far as building more stuff in the dome, we do want to build the Martian University here. Although we don't want to build it too early because it's going to require quite a bit of maintenance here. But one thing we do want to build here is apartments. Now, one thing in this particular I've seen a lot of people do children domes where they try and do nothing but nurseries and playgrounds and schools and stuff like that. And then they get frustrated that none of the children being born are sent to that dome. In order for a child to be sent to a dome to get to a nursery, you need at least one open traditional housing slot on there. So you can't actually work with a dome that literally has all. Are you guys all dead? Yeah, you guys are kind of all dead. Ooh. I saw some low power. That's not good.
Meteor shower incoming.
Oh boy. That one's working out all right. You! Oh dear. Oh dear, look at this. So, our accumulator here is losing power even during the day. But that's also because of this thing. This thing's eating power left and right. Even though it's not being boosted by the power here, it's still problematic. I think let's rebuild this thing. Get this up and running a little bit more. And let's make sure the dome itself stays powered, please, game. Because I know you're going to just want to shut the dome off. No. You get the power. You get power. Who's going to lose power? I guess... Well, this will be just temporary. We are just a smidge meter short here. This subsurface eater needs to make sure it gets priority as well. Yeah, I know we're losing some stuff here. Our Stirling generators, once we get them online and get enough materials for them, will prevent this kind of malarkey from happening in the future. For now, we're just going to have to tank this. Tank it in the face. Although that's going to put a damper on our baby production here. How's our machine parts? You know what, you guys? I'm going to turn you off.
Sector scanned.
I know you guys have some stuff here, but this will help turn the lights back on for everybody else. Once the day comes back around. And are you guys gonna like build these or not? Yeah, 106 to 9. Let's let that stored power recharge itself. Because I mean, we can afford to turn off machine parts for one day because we've got enough built up to keep maintenance going. Okay, good. We've got Sharky ready to roll. And the only other thing we have to worry about is making sure this meteor shower doesn't target itself on us, because well, that would kind of put a damper on our plans rather quickly. All right, we get ourselves some extra drones. I'm not gonna put my advanced probe sort of gambit online at the moment. I think I'm just gonna park you over here, or like right here. Just so you can sort of stay there and help with the construction stuff in here. Oh yeah, now we can also build our Martian University. Actually, one other thing we can do is we can build our... well, I don't want stuff to get frozen though. We can build power producers is what we can do. Although I'd like to start with some Stirlings, actually. But man, we do not have the resources for Stirlings right now. I mean, we technically have the resources for one, but not enough to spare. We'll set up with the wind first, and then go from there. Alright, those will get those 3 on here. This dome isn't going to be very power intensive, but it's also not going to require it's not going to require that very much in the way of what's the word I'm going for here? Electricity. Like we're not running big powerful factories in here. So we don't need to go completely crazy with power. Alright, 4 hours left on this damn cold wave, and then we can start building stuff out properly. I also can probably get my transport rover going here. Yeah, look at this down here. There we go. Make sure we don't forget to turn them back on. Okay, I think we're good now. Excellent. So, now we can actually finally get our water extractor. Now for the water extractor, I'm going to plug it into both here, but also plug it into my main pipeline here. Find a spot and sneak it in. Oh, yeah, right there. That way it's sort of pumping water into the grid as a whole. You also need power. And let us not forget our redundancies. We'll go with just the 2 here. And we'll go with the oxygen tank here. And the Moxie. Now, we do need a few more things in here besides just these before we can call this dome ready. So one of the other...
Cable fault reported.
One of the other items that we need here is, well, I mean, kids need to eat too, so we do need to give them some form of sustenance. So we're going to actually do that once again with the grocer. We are also... Let's see here. Trying to remember the build that I built for myself here. Well, I'll be building those up momentarily, but let's get our Martian University up and running. Because this is what we really want it for. And yes, I am building the university before the...
Resources are low.
Ooh, concrete. Ooh, yeah, we need concrete for maintenance purposes. So before we get any more involved with that, especially since that other building requires 30, let's get both of our concrete extractors down. And we're going to take, again, good, bites of this. And yes, we're going to get 2 of them because, well, we have 2 of them. We might as well use them. And for these guys, you know what? I think I'm going to keep it nice and simple and cheap and just do the one solar panel gambit that I did with my original one here, where we just power them. They only work during the day, but that's all they need to work. Actually, let's get these a little bit further away so we don't get dust on them. sort of use the measurement of the cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put at the end of the fifth one here, and that'll keep it away from the dust. Let's see here. Heavy, heavy. Let's get a few more drones up here. Maybe I should have brought some more drones with me. That's what I should have. Actually, let me get my rover. My RC rover. Alright, where are you going to land, meteors? Okay, good. They're way the heck over here. That's fine by me. Alright, so let's take a look here. Sharky's getting fueled up. Yeah, we definitely need to get more drones going in the near future. Oh yeah, we're short on concrete for this, so we can't really turn this dome on properly until we get our concrete flowing. We could get another concrete extractor going up here.
Sector
41,
scanned.
that's kind of not really worth it. 32. Yeah, that's not really worth it. Neither is that one. And yeah, that's not worth it either. We need to take these full-size bites here. Let's just focus our progress here. Or yeah, that could happen. Now, you can't reach down here. So here's what we need you to do.
Anomaly found.
Nice. Yeah, we need metals and metals. Where's my transport? Oh, for Pete's sake. You came down here and you didn't do anything? Alright.
Dust storm approaching.
Oh boy. Well, this is why I'm glad we went with a bit more with wind here. We may need to get a bit more wind to help sort of counterbalance. Once we get our supplies going rapidly enough, we can sort of achieve a golden power ratio. But until then, we're going to kind of be dependent on how the environment sort of sways us. There we go. That should get you up and running.
Research complete.
Martian-born adaptability already. Nice. Did we? Yeah, we did build our research thing here. We do need to crack the whip, though. How's our electronics? Electronics is fine. We can shut down the second shift. All right. We do want to make sure we get Sharky out of here by the time our dust storm finishes. Could you guys, like, maybe start doing this? Thank you. And unfortunately, this is not a very high quality thing here. This is going to be tough because we're about to have a dust storm, which is going to shut these guys down, which is not going to be ideal. And we need concrete. We are dangerously low on concrete. Actually, critically low on concrete. What we need here is we need a wind turbine to keep this thing going. We need you to be prioritized. And yeah, we've got machine parts, but they're dwindling. Yeah, I'll wait for that meteor shower to finish. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we're making the long slog for research amplification. This will take us a while, but that's okay. We will soon be having 2 labs going at it pretty rapidly here. Do we have... We do want more exports. Yeah, they've pretty much brought all the rare metals that we really have here. Who would think concrete would be our sort of our Achilles heel here? Hey, would it be worth it? Might still be worth it right here. Well, actually, if this cable is the only thing that's blocking it. All right, you know what? I think for emergency purposes, we're gonna hook this last one up here. Yeah, we wanna trim this one back, just so that we can place it to get that extra amount. $68. That's about as good as we're gonna get. There we go. Perfect. So you go here, you go here. We will suspend the construction of you guys until after the dust storm. You need polymers. You guys have polymers. Yeah, we may need... Let's need another machine part here, please. Four metals sitting there doing nothing? Alright, whatever.
Sector scanned.
Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to place a concrete deposit, say, like right here. That way these guys can reach it to put it here, and then these guys can go and take it up north. Yeah, let's, Sharky, let's get out of here. Don't want you getting caught in that dust storm. We did turn you back on, right? Right. let's get you up here, Mr. Water Extractor, and make sure you get the priority on the concrete. You know what? We're going to turn you off. And turn you off so that your parts can make their way over to the water extractor. Alright, we're good on food. Concrete is starting to recover. Electronics are good for now because we bought a whole bunch of them. Machine parts are wanting, and polymers are wanting. Vacant work slots, and 48 of 48. Soon, my friends.
Anomaly found.
Soon we will have that water up and running. We have the oxygen up and running. We'll be able to invite colonists in.
We have a power shortage.
Power shortage, eh? I guess I do need more power here. Well, here we'll go the solar route here, actually. Although building it 5 hours before a dust storm seems kind of dumb. I'll tell you guys to be equipped with the polymer blades here. Although it may take you a while to actually get equipped with them. Yeah, they won't actually go to the dome if it doesn't have enough juice in it. So you don't need to worry about losing our kids just yet. Soon, though. Well, not losing them, but you know what I mean. Got that built. And yeah, with these extra turbines, we should be okay. Now, again, dust storm, turn all your solar panels off. Because the dust will do horrible things to them. There goes all of our water. But this is still up and running though.
Pipe leak reported.
Alright, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to fetch a couple of people to staff this, because well, we don't have any kids here yet. Alright, what we're going to want to do here is we're going to age group children, yes. Children, come here. And our other domes, we're going to say, no, no children. No children. And that should force the little tykes over here. Here they come. You can see them starting to line up here. Now, as far as I'm gonna steal a couple of no specs. Just to just because I can. We'll grab one no spec over here. That way people don't starve. Alright, and our concrete's still coming in. What's the school cost? The school costs a fair amount in concrete as well. Actually, it might behoove us to get the school first. Oh, it's just a 6-hour duration? That's it? That's not bad. Alright, we got our 2 people on here. You know what? I'm not going to whip them. In fact, I'm not going to be whipping anybody in this dome because I'm not building an infirmary here. So no infirmary, no whips. But there's a lot that can be accomplished without whipping in an education dome. But since we don't necessarily need all of that... Yeah, I figured we might be a little bit short on power here. That's okay.
Funding received.
Ching. Funding received. Storm over. Come on. Give me the good news. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, you just need that. Polymers are being demanded. But again, these, we'll be able to open these up a bit
Sector
more
scanned.
once we get our concrete going properly. But yeah, now you guys can turn on. Alright, and since Sharky has made their way over here, we could probably... There's enough room here that we could squeeze in a few more colonists here if we had more housing. We need more housing. We need apartments, which means a lot more polymers and a lot more concrete, neither of which we have in abundance at the moment. So, who's unemployed? Okay. It looks like somebody graduated over here. Yep, they do grow up. But they will have a place to play, and that will help get them new traits. Machine parts are machine parting. Yeah, the concrete shortage really kind of put a damper on stuff, but I think we'll be okay. I'm okay scraping the bottom of this barrel here. We got this one flowing pretty nicely. We're working on this one. Slowly but surely. Alright, and with Sharky waiting on Earth, and a batch of money waiting for us, I think we can end it here. So, if you guys like this episode and want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or... Oh, hang on. Let's do our traits here before we finish that out. Before I finish my outro here. Of the traits we have available to us, we have Nerd, Composed, Enthusiast, Religious, and Survivor. Hopefully you don't need Survivor. If you need to depend on enough of your colonists to having Survivor, then you're doing something wrong. What I like to go for is Nerd. We don't need 3 of them. I like Nerd, Composed, which allows us to get a half the sanity damage, which helps with whipping, and you guys know how much we like the whip. And then Enthusiast, because when morale gets high, so will work performance. So these are the 3 traits I like to sort of train for in the school. Also, another tip, there's no harm in night school. So you can open up all 3 shifts, no problem at all, and the school will just do its thing and kids will fill in where there is space. Yeah, that's pretty much what we needed. Now, machine parts are getting low. We're going to need a second shift here. We also may need to amplify this beast, although that costs polymers, so that's something we don't really have to spare. Anyway, we will cross that bridge when we reach there. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!